Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Got some cards here in my hand. These are cards that I have recently sold. So we will start off with a graded card. This one here, card I graded myself, 2020 Topps Chrome Verstappen Refractor, 2020 Topps Chrome for F1, very tough grade. I believe I sold this one for $35. So, I think I probably made a dollar or two on this. I didn't really buy it for that much raw. I think this was all in $25 grading costs, so maybe close to a break even, but in a 10 this would have been nice. The refractors just shine so nice. I'm gonna have to get some of like Lewis Hamilton or a couple other cool cards. Just love the way that refractor shines on those cards. But yeah, not a bad PSA 9 sale. Take that money, put it into something else. The rest of them are raw. First one is a Schwellenbach. This one is the Aqua to 199. Just wasn't clean enough in my opinion to grade. I think he's going to be a really good pitcher. He's already had some pretty good games, a good season last year, and I think this sold for $6 or $7. So not much raw, but around the price I bought it at. That's all we're looking for in these raw sales. This one here, Shea, purple loading, just off center, top, bottom. I mean, that gap on that Topps Chrome label with the gap at the bottom there, just too big. Loadings are tough. I'm not buying any more. I might still have a few coming in that I had bought, but the backs are just also pretty rough on them being all black. So the other purple I sent off for grading, if that gets a 10, that would be sweet. The loadings are going to be really tough to gem up. I thought that one might be good enough. I bought them in a lot of 2. So this one here sold for 16. Not sure what I bought the lot of 2 for, but happy to get some of this back and have one that I can send off for grading. So another pretty solid sale there. This one here I'll be taking a little bit of a loss on. I am fine with that. Ohtani stuff's really high. I sold this one for 160. Listed in the description. Try to take a picture of it. You can see the surface scratching on it. That is not a card that is going to gem. Sold it for 160. You probably get close to 140 after fees. I think I paid in the mid 150s all in for this card. So maybe a $15 loss, but that's just what happens sometimes. You find one of these that's gemmable and you make $100-$150. So that is okay with me. Happy to sell it. Here's a SAR refractor auto. I might just wait out and buy one that's in a 10. This is his first licensed Topps Chrome auto. The backs on these cards are brutal. I mean, obviously all auto cards can have problems with off the printer with print lines, but the backs on a lot of these autos, I don't know if all the athletes had this problem or if Alex Sarr was just chucking them into the box once he finished, but a lot of his cards have corner issues. This one's a lot better. It had surface issues, but there's just too many problems on these auto cards for me. I think I'm going to buy a couple of his in a PSA 10. Wizards look like they could potentially be dangerous, and I don't know if AD's a permanent big man solution. It might be Sarr, and he's partnered with Trae Young. He's got some other good young pieces over there, so really like that. Sold this for $35. Good sale here on the Jose Altuve. Just not clean enough to gem. Probably would have gotten a 9. $30 here on his base raw. I mean, this is from that 2011 Topps update set, so that not many more of his rookie cards are getting pulled because those boxes are so expensive to open with the Trout rookies in there. Then you've got Jose Altuve in there. You've got some other good rookie names as well. It's just I don't see many normal people opening it. I'd rather just hold the box as an investment piece. So yeah, $30 there on his base. Here's a card sold really quick. Put it up for $19.99. Someone bought it pretty much instantly. There's a scratch running down here, a couple print marks over there. All of that was listed. Listed that there were some scratches in the description. Took pictures of it. Someone still paid $19.99 for it. That's probably about what I paid raw for it. Might lose a couple dollars, but I've said this before. When I'm selling off these raw cards, I expect to lose a couple bucks. You may not see many graded cards getting sold. That's because I've got over 200 cards off at PSA. And if you watched my video the other day, I'm still going to be submitting with PSA, and those recent price increases that they've brought out, I mean, they make sense, but that's just why I got a bunch of cards sitting there. So I'm waiting for them to come back so I can sell them. But if you can keep selling off the raw cards, some of them I make good profit on. I mean, overall on raw cards, I'm probably pretty close to break even, which is really nice as grading is going to be the main way to profit. But yeah, just recoup these, put it back into something else. Obviously I'm not buying much baseball right now. I'm not going to buy any more Ohtani. 2025 Topps Chrome, those rookies. If they're not off at PSA, I'm not going to get them back in time to sell at a price I want. So next up here, Sleek Finishers, Gold Geometric Tatum sold for 30 bucks. Pretty solid sale there. There's someone that had offered me, they said, could you do 20? They direct messaged me on there. It's like, could you do 20? I was like, I just said no. I think I had it listed for 40. 35 or 40. I wasn't going to do 20. And then they said 25. And I said no. Because the cheapest they've been selling for is 25, and some had sold in the 30s. So accepted an offer at 30 from someone else. Very happy with that sale. A couple more raw cards here. Should have seen this in the description or in the listing, but it's just off center, top, bottom. Other than that, pretty clean card. Would have been really nice to grade this. This is the batting variation from Trout from 2014 Topps Heritage. Sold it for $54, right? I was all in 45 with shipping and taxes on the purchase. So no, $54 sale. I expect to make a couple bucks off of it, which we'll take. So good sale there. And then last one here, making good money on this too. I think I paid no more than $2 for this AJ Johnson. I don't know exactly what the parallel is. It's red something numbered to 88. I think this sold for $6, so made a couple bucks there. Wasn't one that I was going to grade, just didn't look good enough. There's a little bit of white up there, but still make a couple bucks, and a lot of the inventory I purchased with this card was for whatnot, so pretty much free shipping on it as well if you think of it that way. So probably actually only paid $1.50 for this card. So really good sales overall. I mean, if you run through this here, that's like 60, 90, 110, 140, 170, 330, 345, 350, 380. So, close to $400 in sales. Obviously, after fees and everything, probably looking at more in the 320 range, 330 range, somewhere in there. But pretty good sales overall. Really happy with that. Going to put that money somewhere else. Starting to buy some One Piece, starting to buy some Pokemon to go with the sports cards since I'm not buying as many sports cards now. Baseball is kind of fizzled out. I don't want to buy any more Topps Chrome basketball really, besides, golds of some of these star players until the off season. Pick up some rookies then. We'll check out the gem rates after there's good enough pops. And football, I'm going to start buying in about a month. So yeah, kind of a dry period for me in terms of what I want to buy. Obviously still looking for some of those cards off the spreadsheet that I normally get, but some of those cards are getting deleted off because I no longer want to buy them. So it's a living document. I'm always updating it. I encourage you guys to do the same. Not every card's always going to be worth grading. There are some cards that, every single year I'm still buying because they're worth it. And quite a few of them just have to change. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. eBay store, ComC store, link down below in the description. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these sales. As always, 2K for life. Peace.